Hello, hello. Another day, another video. Welcome back, Tyler Talks. This isn't necessary. I was talking to Jay earlier. This isn't Speed Freak. It's kind of listed at Speed Freak because it's kind of crazy. I talked about Balak, Moab, Balaam, how easy it is to essentially get a draw three. Um, I don't really have much for Balaam. It's just an early mayhem. I'm trying to just set up a couple massive attacks. And I want to bring in some just like three cards evil. Like I want to curse for Balaam because I can negate, or for Balak I mean, negate OT heroes. Um, so really I have just like a couple blocks at best. Like I'm hoping to get a Balaam block with a enhancement and then a Balaam chump. Like that's really it. I don't even really have anything for herdsmen. I just have a couple just these enhancements. So it's really just it's a glass cannon, um, but it doesn't have to be. Like I have not needed Land of Moab. I have not needed Star of Bethlehem at all, so I can bring in either Three Woes or Christian Martyr, so I can have Balaam with an enhancement with the Three Woes. I can bring in a little bit more lockdown. I can bring in impartial judgment. So there's a lot you can do. I just wanted to show the prototype and the extreme speed of this deck. Um, so yeah, it uses all sorts of stuff. The offense is essentially GOC. Defense is, I mean, you have one IR card, but it's kind of like the linchpin that puts these three pieces together. Um, Moab Balak, Land of Moab has always been there for a draw three. I just think when the new Balaam came out, it was like, oh, well, that's a lot better. So yay, I get my delivered on my evil. So that's nice. We can change this around as well. I really like the soul package, and I talked about this in a video a while back, but Prosperity, Shepherds, underdeck a card from hand to draw one, and Grumbled, underdeck a card from hand to draw one. Um, these are both if put in place, so Hunter can go snag, put them in play, get the draw one. So very good. Um, so we're still doing OT Unity, so we have Covet, Distressed, and 3 speed lost souls plus darkness to get our evil character. It's consistency all over the place. It's speed all over the place. It's pretty crazy, and we're trying to do some massive bans. The original intent was to just drop my hand um, down to like 3 or 4 cards, attack, and band in all my nativity people. Really, I get so many cards in my hand that it doesn't matter. So I already took my screenshot, so I'll send this on the board. We won't keep it too long. Y'all have seen similar builds before. So from a star perspective, we can top deck a dominant from deck because we're going to discard a card and get a draw 2. So I do not control a meek hero, so I don't get the draw 2 here, and I can't top deck a star card from reserve. So I will top deck a good dominant from deck. Unless we have resurrection in our hand, we are always going to top deck the resurrection. Now understand this deck does so much that you will go over the 90 seconds of your turn. Searching stops the 90 seconds for 30 seconds per card. Like you get the maximum 30 seconds to search. So know that you're going to have to throw some stuff down and push at times. So we do John the Forerunner, put him down. We don't really need Spirit as a dove. It'd be nice afterwards. We do have Darkness, and Darkness is going to be... Darkness becomes Moab, which becomes Balak, which becomes Balaam. We could use Darkness to pull out another evil character, and then Land of Moab can do the same thing, or we can discard Land of Moab for Prosperity. From a consistency piece, we're going to use Prosperity first, and then we're going to use Land of Moab to get our guys, and Darkness to grab someone else. So I am going to discard. It's just tough. I don't want to discard Untouchable first turn. or Spirit as a Dove. I could discard Go Away. So I'll get my Resurrection. I'll use Darkness. And I'll get an evil character. I can get a slave. And then it's I can go ahead and put Hopper over there. And then I can play Land of Moab. And now I go right into, I'm going to go into Moab, which is going to get block. So I go Moab. If you put a Moabite in play, which I did, you may play a Moabite from deck. I don't like drawing Balaam because it's a waste of a draw because block grabs them. So I can go ahead and throw down Beth Stable. If I want to put a Lost Soul in Land of Moab, I usually like keeping Land of Moab for for Distressed. Now this is a very weird hand. Sure, I can push John. I can drop my hand down a little bit and push John. Doesn't do anything because he paralyzes. So I could put down John and then Numerous as the stars for 1. I really don't like doing that because I have all my heroes in reserve. So I tend to do Numerous for like 4 or 5. So I can put down John, play the Resurrection, and have and just go straight to like a Joanna to toss the first and have Untouchable. That would still give me Spirit as a Dove to use as my territory class enhancement. So not the strongest attack. And we could go Mary to have the negates because we still have Spirit as a Dove to back it up. So I'll go John. So if they block from hand, I get to take a card from deck. And then I could play Spirit as a Dove for CBN, take another card, and then have a CBN Untouchable. Or I can go Joanna to toss the first enhancement because they're going to block from hand and get a draw 2. I'm not entirely sure here what I would do because you can't really play the situation if it's your first turn. There's nothing to, like you can't play the board. There's nothing there. So it's a matter of do I just want to grab a card from deck? And I think I will, assuming they block from hand. A lot of people will just not block this. If they block from hand, it's because I assume they have like a scattered. So I would just go straight into an Angel Lord. Unless they had some sort of like a Herod and Abandonment in hand. That'd be a good one. Just tough. So I can now play Spirit as a Dove. And we're thinking about our next turn here. So I get to take a good card, and I'm wondering if I just go straight into Heavenly Host and just kind of get the setup going. Heavenly Host gets the token, and we're going to put down a slave and Balaam. So now we could either go, depending on what they do, a Matthew isn't really going to hurt me turn 1 ever, unless they get to go first, of course. Then it'll kill me. But having that Balaam down essentially will give me the draw 2. It's very difficult right now in the meta for the opponent to not use an enhancement, especially turn 1. So I really like Balaam. He essentially is just put him down, get a draw 2. So not only do you get the 3-card advantage from Darkness or Land of Moab, you also get the draw 2 off their enhancement. Very, very good. If I block with them, I can go to Mayhem. And I would just ask for Dominish. And even though I would lose my Numerous, I don't have star cards in my hand. I don't really have a good hand in general, which is nice because I have Mayhem. And then I could play Delivered in battle. That's always cool. And go straight to Denarius. To Nero. That's pretty good. That's good art. I am looking for art now for the next set, so I'm starting to appreciate the art on cards more. And 1, 2, 3. And I can underdeck a card from hand to draw one. So it's just a matter of which one. Like, do I need Scattered Sheep in my hand for this quote-unquote block? Do I keep New Covenant? So there's a lot to do. More than likely, if they don't have, if Scattered is not a CBN right here, then I'm underdecking Scattered to draw one. If not, it's going to be Untouchable. I'll get the draw one, and let's just assume I have to play Untouchable. So we got our, I could top deck. I don't have a New Testament artifact from reserve, but I could show an Angel Appears and Virgin Birth, so I could always take what I top deck. Just know how your stars interact before you just show them all. Reveal to owner, top 6. And then all sorts of heroes. That's really, really good. Like, we already played the Resurrection, so yeah, we like to negate their neutrals. But we have Angel Appears. And we have John the Fisherman, which John and Joanna are really good, but I would rather negate evil cards. So I can put down Patmos. I know I'm going straight to Peter. And I'm going to shuffle and use 4 drachma on him. What I should have done was use New Covenant first to thin my deck 1. So 4 drachmas out. And I can now underdeck a card from hand to draw 1. And how I see it is I don't need Abimelech. Send to the bottom of deck to draw 1. What in the world? You send to the bottom of deck to draw 1. Get out Distressed. Oh, I passed right through Bethlehem Stable. That's why you shouldn't hide your cards. I always get out Child is Born. So now it's a matter of I still have New Covenant because I am on the clock because I took too long and my opponent is mad, and that makes sense. Nothing in there with. Now remember, when you're shuffling, the timer's still going. So if you don't do a quick boom, 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 go, like, that's it. I haven't played a territory class yet, and that would be, I'm definitely going to. It's just a matter of what, I can make my 4 tokens super quick. That should literally take you, just let the opponent know, hey, chamber 4 times. Even if they're like, I want you to do it, aka if you're playing John early, pick it up, put it in, drop a token. Pick it up, put it in, drop a token. It should still take 4 seconds. And then at this point, you would need to know which territory class enhancement you're going to play. And do we want another dominant or not? And we don't have right on, and that's what we want. So we're going to go into right on. And then at this point, we do have to push. And we have both the Ascension and the Child is Born. So we can use right on a Heavenly Host token to play the Child is Born. Or we can push with Simon to Peter or Simon to John, it doesn't matter, and play right on into the Ascension. We get more value from Child is Born because we don't have a clay hero in our reserve. So I would just go, first I'd leave a token in, or I'd leave Heavenly Host in, more than likely is the right call because it's harder to target him. Go out the Heavenly Host token, and I can play right on. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's any number of. Oh, I should probably play my card right. So I get to take a take a nativity, and then I can band in, and then it's any number of New Testament heroes. If I'm afraid of one of their characters, I could also bring an angel from the sun, and then I could always swap. So I'm going to have enough meek heroes to where I don't need to bring in another meek. I'm not going to have a white hero, but I will have silver, because you just want to look at who I need to band in. So at this point, Lazarus would come in first. I get to negate evil cards and draw 1. I get to show you a dominant to draw 2. I can look at your hand and draw. Get you for the covet. We'll keep Peter as is. We can bring Angel from the Sun if we want you to force block, because a lot of people will pass on this one. And then I get to go to Gabriel and reserve an evil card from your deck. So, very good. That's a tough one to block. First card you played is tossed. I'm negating evil cards. The idea was to play Numerous as the Stars, because you really want to hit their hand and have potential protection. You can go ahead and play the big 2. We don't need Virgin Birth. We have enough stars. We could just put down Herdsman. It's the same, like from a star perspective. Like look at our hand. Star, 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 star. We have 9 in our we have 9 out. So now from a blocking perspective, we could just give them a Melechite Slave and die if we wanted, or we can go to Balaam and die as a chump block. And we decked out. That's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't use Star of Bethlehem. This deck is too fast. So I don't think you need Star of Bethlehem. And it's nice to have Heavenly Host. Like, I like using Right On for Child is Born, but even that's not needed. So I could take out Heavenly Host, all my tokens. I could even take out Chamber of Angels. So that's 2 cards right there. So I could boost whatever I want, whether it's the defense or whatever, like bring in my curse and something else. And I can swap Star of Bethlehem for Falling Away, because I can go Balaam, Falling Away. And then, which that's really good because I can get the battle winner. Or I could go straight to the Simon the Zealous as well. I personally think 3 Woes needs to be in here because I do like to look at your hand, target your hand a little bit. So 3 Woes is nice to have the negate. So I do think this entire speed package can come out because it's just not needed. But either way, we can do a quick finish. I don't really feel like this is too glass cannon-y. It's definitely in the glass cannon ballpark, but it still has those little blocks. I just feel like the Star of Bethlehem into the Falling Away makes it a lot better from a blocking perspective or flexibility, just attacking too. So now it's upkeep. Go to my reserve, and we like to take a nativity card that we can't target with Numerous as the Stars. And then I could always go to New Covenant, and then I can play Numerous and take whatever I want, right? As long as my hand doesn't get maxed. And there we go. The only other thing I would like to do is, if I kept Star of Bethlehem, have like Flight into Egypt. It's just tough. Like, do I need all these heroes? I would drop all my heroes very quickly. Now, I don't have Herod's Temple in here, so maybe Chamber comes out for Herod's Temple. Um, just say screw it, right? Just go for it. So now I have all my stuff and can go Simon into because I wouldn't have converted him. I would have shown star last turn. That's why he's still there if I needed to choose the blocker. Um, and now I can go in with, I like choosing your protected guy so I can go like either Simon Peter to Simon the Zealous. And I like choosing your protected guy if you're playing Harrods or something. Um, there's enough out here to kind of make sure you don't have too much to do. I don't have add to battle. I would love to have one add to battle. Like maybe you lose a little bit of the speed and bring in some of that like Book of the Covenant, you will remain good seed, and you can bring that in and maintain the extreme speed while having the add to battle, and if you want to change up the defense a little bit. But yeah, after that, I could play Star of Bethlehem before I attack just to get rid of a card in my hand. There's really nothing I would do minus like looking at your hand, discarding the top card of your deck, and then I could rescue, choose a blocker, and attack. From here, I like to use, because it's any number of New Testament heroes, CBN. You may draw 2. I don't want to, or I can't. And then you may reveal a good dominant from hand. So, oops, I just screwed that one over. It doesn't matter though because I have Joanna if they block from hand. I only have 5 cards in hand, so I could play Negate a Lost Soul from their deck. Toss all evil enhancements with the brigade not already in battle. I could protect nativity heroes, which is a lot in here. I can prevent the next. More than likely, they have to reserve an evil card from hand. And I would bring in Gabriel to once again reserve an evil card from their deck. So that's kind of it. That's very hard to stop. I toss the next. I prevent the next. My guys are protected from a lot. I negate a lot of evil cards. So the only thing I don't have, I only have 1 bounce in the deck. So I would like Ascend the Helper just to get that additional Lazarus. Like if I can use Lazarus twice, it's really nice. But yeah, so that is the deck. I could always bring in Mary, but I bounced. I would have to bounce her too. So that's the deck. I could do another super quick. I mean, as you can see, it's just pretty crazy consistent. 1, 2, 3. We look at our stars. Nothing we can do here. We can underdeck a card, which is going to 100% be Balaam because Balak takes him out. We get the draw one. We could use our covet, so that's beautiful. Take their distressed. I mean, that's extremely good. And then we can go right into it, right? Stable down, Balak down, and I'm gonna take with Balak, and I'm gonna say New Covenant just so my opponent. Sometimes there's like you got to do both, and that's fine. Just say Balak taking Balaam, and then activating New Covenant, and already know what you're going to get. You know. We don't need to play Balaam yet. So as soon as I activate New Covenant, I need to know what I'm getting, and I'm not playing a territory. I haven't played a territory class, so I know I'm gonna go Mary to Resurrection Revealer. So Mary down, Angel appears. Don't worry, guys, that's not my meeting. I'm technically off today. My contract starts again Monday, and we're off Monday, so I don't work till Tuesday. So now I could attack. I'm just wondering, do I want to put down Balaam just in case I want a Mayhem? I don't think that hurts. It's kind of tough to banned to Balam, not a bunch does. But just in case I want to mayhem, I can put him down because I don't want to lose him. And then I go to the res. And then I can just go ahead and play it. And I'm going to do the search. And probably go to John, Chamber. If I didn't have a dominant in my hand, I wouldn't have gone to John. Flip, negate everything, show you draw 2. That's extremely hard to block. You need 2 evil enhancements in your hand. I mean, unless you have some sort of CBP protection, which would get through because I couldn't touch it with Angel Lord. So, once again, Herods are good, right? I think we're good here. We don't need to do anything. There's nothing to put down for the mayhem. If they play an enhancement, we get the draw 2. I'm assuming they did. If we think they're playing some sort of whatchamacallit, gospel like Matthew, then we could keep herdsman. Here I could block with Balaam, and there's nothing to take from my deck. If I can't do a scattered sheep here, then I would just die, and they'd be protected if I couldn't scattered sheep. Either way. Don't need to play Meek Disciple from deck. So I have 2 stars in my hand. So what I want to do is don't forget Bethlehem Stable. I can grab a star card. I didn't grab Child is Born. Whoops. Always grab Child is Born. Because it's a star card, gets out the other hero. Now I have 1, 2, 3 star cards, so I could put down John and play Numerous and get out 3 heroes. I could go to New Covenant and get another star card. I think the better play would be Denarius. Because I have so many stars in my deck, more than likely I'd get one. That's what I get for talking. And it's still okay, because guess what? We didn't take out Star of Bethlehem this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can just go ahead and play our Star of Bethlehem for 5. We didn't put down John for 6. That's stupid, because we're gonna put down John anyway for Numerous as a star, so we might as well play him for the 6, right? So now I have all these all this stuff to do. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm going to top deck a star card from reserve. Top deck a star card from reserve. That goes back to my hand. I'm going to top deck. Oh no, he's supposed to happen first. Top deck a good dominant from deck. You got to know what you're doing. Top deck a good dominant. So then you shuffle, top deck a good dominant. And then I'm going to top deck a star card. And then I'm going to top deck another star card from reserve. And then that goes back to my hand. And then I get to draw up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have all our Lost Souls, so I don't need to do anything with Hunter. I can discard a card to draw 2, which is only a 1 because I have 16 in hand. And then we still, I know that's crazy, but we still haven't played a territory class enhancement. At this point, I feel like my time would be running very close because Star of Bethlehem only has so many searches. So I could drop heroes, and I would have to immediately decide, am I playing? Like, if it's before that 90 seconds and I can play, then I can drop heroes, drop numerous, and show 1, 2, 3, 4, and go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I would have to push, and the push would be Heavenly Host into a Ride-On, into Child is Born, into everything in the world, right? So first we would, honestly, we'd play Son of God Second Coming as well, prior to, if we could, get our hand down even more, because we know we have Angel Lord for John the Fisherman. So it'd go into John the Fisherman, reveal, toss. Gabriel would reserve an evil card from their hand. They have to, or from their deck. They have to underdeck an evil card from their hand. I get to prevent the next. Toss potential. I can protect. I didn't even bring in everyone. I wouldn't need Simon. I could bring in Res Revealer if I have another, whatever it is. I'm not negating evil cards. I would have brought in Magnifying Multitude. I don't need to do a Choose the Blocker. And I can leave Joanna, unless I want to bring in Joanna and grab, make my hand one bigger. But that would be Love One Another. And there you go. Not sure what gets through that. You would have to have a couple enhancements. Humble Lost Soul, but I would rescue Humble Lost Soul. There's just not a lot in the game that stops that. Which, to be fair, how do you stop all that, you know? So, yeah. Now, here's the thing. I have 12 cards left. I know I have 4D coin left in my deck. I know that I think I'm out of dominance. Yeah, I'm out of dominance. They're in my hand. So I don't need the Enunciation unless I want to use it as a potential battle winner. But I want to get my hand down with stuff I don't need. So I would just discard down even though I don't need to. And it'd be their turn. And I'd probably just go Amalekite Slave and die and give them a Lost Soul. Draw 3. I can draw 2. I can go to my reserve. And then all I have in there is Simon. I can protect my hand. And guess what? I can bounce on my guys if I want to. And I could attack. So I like the idea of falling away in here. I think that's better. So I think that'll happen. Then again, Star of Bethlehem bailed me out. So yeah, a few more, just 2 Lost Souls from Israel's Deliverance and a Balaam. And all the cards were out there, just it got even crazier. And I know I do a lot of the design, so I want to keep my eye on the meta and just how absolutely crazy drawing and everything is. And look for counters, but don't fret. We still have Roots. We got to see what Roots brings to the table. Even if they are filler cards, doesn't mean they have to suck. So we will see what happens. So yeah, wanted to show you all. I'm sure I made some misplay, sorry, but wanted to show you all a GOC offense with like a king block. Like I said, I still want a curse in here, but just an overall absolute speed freak of a deck. Justin Alstead created Speed Freak forever ago, and I think it was 63 cards was the original version. So we've come a long way, but can't just use that name and not pay homage to the OG. So thank you all for watching this crazy, fast, annoying deck. Hope you all enjoyed.